3 years ago, my hair was super damaged with lots of split ends, and I felt like I had to wash it and curl it every single day just for it to look decent. I honestly thought that I was stuck with super greasy hair on the top, dry ends, and I didn't know how to deal with it, so I just styled it constantly. Then when I was preparing for my wedding and finally dedicating the time to figure out how to make my hair healthier, I found the Abbey Yung Method, and I've been following it ever since. The Abbey Yung Method has really blown up recently, but there aren't a lot of videos out there talking about a long-term experience with long-term results. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what worked for me, what didn't, and whether or not I think this method is actually worth it. All right, so before I get into what worked for me and what didn't, let's talk about what the Abbey Yung Method actually is if you haven't heard of it. Abbey Yung is a YouTuber and trichologist who is obsessed with hair care, and not only does she really do deep dives into the science behind all of the ingredients within hair care, she also communicates with brands, reaches out to the scientists that formulate the products, and comes up with her recommendations based on that, as well as trial and error on her own hair. Her recommendations center around making your hair healthier, which has the result of usually making your hair look better as well. One of the biggest ideas behind her recommendations is bond repair. And bond repair is a revolutionary technology that really hasn't been around very long. And it works by repairing the structural damage inside your actual hair strands. So you can imagine it can do a lot of work in improving your hair strength and healthiness. When you first look at the Abbey Yung Method, it can be really overwhelming because there are a lot of steps and products. But one of the things I really appreciate about Abbey is that a lot of her recommendations actually center around how you use the products and less so on the exact products themselves. Of course, there are a lot of great products that she recommends, but if you watch her videos and don't want to spend any money, you can also just learn how to shampoo better, learn how to apply your conditioner better, and get the most out of the products you already have as well. And a lot of the steps are optional. As you'll see as I go through, I don't follow every single step, so you can just pick and choose what works for you. So after 3 years of experimenting with Abbey Yung's methods and products, I want to share with you what I feel has made the most difference in my hair. If I had to start over and I can only pick a few products or things to try, this is what I would recommend starting from the very beginning. The first product that I really feel has made the most difference, probably of anything in my hair, is K18. This is like still wet from the shower actually. If you're into hair at all, you've probably heard of this product. It is a bond repair product, and I found a difference in my hair after just the first few washes using this, and it's just compounded over time. My hair genuinely feels like it is thicker, fuller, stronger, less prone to breakage when I use this product, and I've been consistently using it for years at this point. If you want to grow your hair out, this step is really key, because usually when you're having difficulty growing your hair out, the issue isn't your hair not growing from here, it's your hair breaking this way. And so having stronger hair is going to help keep your length as you grow it out. The second product that has made a huge difference for me is an OG. Abbey has been recommending this one as well ever since I started following her, and it is the OGX Damage Remedy Coconut Miracle Oil. And I use this for pre-wash oiling, which was something I'd never heard of before I started following Abbey. Basically, it just means oiling the ends of your hair before you take a shower. And one of the big issues that I had with my hair prior to using this method was that the ends of my hair would be super dry and frizzy, especially if I tried to make it more than one day without washing, because like I said, I was washing my hair every single day, and this solved that for me. It's a huge reason that my hair can last multiple days now with not having to shower every single day and wash my hair. I do shower every day. I'm very good about showering every day, but I don't wash my hair every time, and it really leaves my ends feeling much shinier and softer and all the great things. I put this in the ends of my hair and then leave it for anywhere from 20 minutes to like 12 hours. One of my favorite things to do is to put this in and then go to a workout class and wash my hair when I get back. And I actually used to be way better about using this in the beginning, but as my hair's gotten healthier, I find I can kind of be a little bit lazier, and I'm probably only putting this in my hair about like 50% of the time. The third product that I would recommend, that again I had never heard of until I started following Abbey, even though this is something that many cultures do around the world. Abbey did not come up with this idea, but it was the first that I had really heard that it might work for my hair type, and that is oiling the ends of your hair. This changed everything for me in that If I go to day 2 and my hair looks frizzy, even after using both of these products, this applied to my ends is what can take a hairstyle and make it last multiple days and make my hair a lot sleeker, shinier, and smoother. It really refreshes any hairstyle and can help me make it last a few days. I've tried a lot of oils over the years, but this one by OGX is my favorite because it dries down really well. So if you accidentally apply too much, it usually dries and then your hair doesn't look super weighed down and oily, whereas other oils, if you make a mistake and put too much on, you're just completely screwed. I really attribute this step to helping me not have to wash my hair every single day, because without this, I could not have day 2 or day 3 hair ever. I also really want to share some of the techniques that Abbey's recommended that have made a huge difference for me, largely because I think this is a key part of the Abbey Yung method that doesn't get talked about enough. And the best part about these is that they're free. They don't cost you anything to add into your routine. The first step Abbey recommended that completely changed how I treat my hair is not sleeping on wet hair at night. I'm a night showerer. I always have been. I shower every single evening, and most of the time I'm showering right before bed. And so what that used to mean was I would shower, wash my hair every single day, like I mentioned, and then go to sleep on my cotton pillowcase and let my hair get completely tangled and frizzed, wake up in the morning and hate my hair. And the thing about wet hair is that that is when your hair is the most susceptible to breakage because it's in its most fragile state. And I was basically taking my hair in its most fragile state and rubbing it around on a pillow every single night. So of course I had a lot of split ends, of course I had breakage. Even though I knew that for many years, I wasn't willing to stop doing it because it was a part of my routine. It's what I do. And it took Abbey saying over and over again not to do that to really pound it in my head. And now I never sleep in wet hair unless I have heatless curls in, which goes into another recommendation from Abbey, and that is to protect your hair when you sleep. So if I'm sleeping with wet hair, I use a heatless curler. If my hair is dry, personally, I sleep in a satin bonnet. I also have a satin pillowcase, which is helpful as well, but it's the bonnet that really worked for me. Abbey just sleeps with her hair in like a loose twist, and I found that that didn't really work well for me, but I was able to take her recommendation of just protecting your hair and finding something that worked for me, which was the satin bonnet. That also has the added benefit of making it so you can't choke on your hair while you sleep, which is a real problem if you are someone who tosses and turns and has longer hair. Abbey also recommended to really limit the use of tight hairstyles, and I took that to heart as well, and now I use a lot of scrunchies, put my hair in buns, and when I'm going on runs or doing a high impact activity, I go for braids instead of a tight ponytail. A lot of these recommendations come from Abbey's more early days on social media when she had her most damaged, super bleached hair as well, and she used to not put heat on her hair at all, and so I was following her at that time, like picking up a lot of those recommendations, whereas now her hair is a lot healthier and she uses a lot more heat. And I still don't use too much heat on my hair, but I do a little bit more than I did in kind of the early days like her as well. The other huge recommendation that Abbey shared that completely changed the way that I shampoo is to double shampoo. So that means you might use the same shampoo, you might use a couple different shampoos, which I'll get into, but it's just washing your hair twice. And that really has helped me had a much better clean on my scalp, which is another reason I'm able to make my hairstyles last a few days and not have to wash my hair every single day. Next, I'm going to go through every step of the Abbey Yung method and talk about what I actually do in every step, so you can see what an actual person kind of takes from Abbey's recommendations and uses on their own hair, because everyone's hair is unique. Everyone has a different budget, like things are just going to be different, and I think it's helpful to see what someone has actually been doing for years so you can customize Abbey's steps for yourself. The first step in Abbey's routine is a pre-wash bond repair treatment, and I actually don't do this at all. This is what I was getting into in terms of this is a very customizable method. I might add this in at some point, but the product she recommends is like $50 and I just haven't gotten around to feeling like buying it. So I skipped this step. And the next step is the pre-wash oil, which I already got into a little bit before. One thing to note about this is that I only will use this on my ends if I am not using a post-shampoo bond repair treatment like K18. This is just for the days where I'm kind of skipping that step. Next, we'll talk about shampoos. And before I started following Abbey, I didn't know that there were 3 kinds of shampoos. There's probably more, but there are 3 main kinds that it's helpful to have in your arsenal. And the first one is a clarifying shampoo. And I tried a number of different clarifying shampoos and landed on the Way Detox shampoo as being the best for my scalp and my hair. Clarifying shampoos are really great at getting a super deep clean on your scalp, which is really important for scalp health and is also really important if you are using a bond repair treatment like K18 to give it the best opportunity to really penetrate your hair fibers. So I don't use this every time I shower. I use it if my scalp is feeling like there's a lot of buildup, or I've been working out a lot and it's like particularly sweaty and greasy, or maybe if I go an extra day without showering, that's when I'm going to be picking this up, which is maybe once a week, something like that. Then we have our normal shampoo, and this was actually the very first product that I ever picked up from Abby's recommendation. I used Head & Shoulders 2-in-1 before I used this product, which I loved. It worked well for me at the time, but I was looking for something that would help strengthen my hair fibers. My hair is really weak, and she recommended the Pureology Strength Cure line, and I tried this out at the end of 2022. I don't think this was the first time I purchased this product. I'm pretty sure I bought it even before that, but the first proof of record that I could find of purchasing this product was November 2022. So this has really been my love for that long, and I have no interest in trying other shampoos. It just works really well for me. It smells amazing. I really attribute it to helping strengthen my hair, and my husband loves it as well. He's been using it this entire time, and he moved from Head & Shoulders 2-in-1 to this as well. The last type of shampoo is a medicated shampoo. This is gonna be very optional. A lot of people don't need this at all. I find that my scalp gets kind of irritated right above my ears. And so if I'm having any sort of like sensitivity there, that's when I'll reach for this shampoo. And when I mentioned earlier that I'm double shampooing, what that could look like is maybe reaching for the clarifying shampoo first and then using this if I'm having a day that my scalp really feels like it needs a lot of attention. Or if it's just a normal day, I might use this twice. I'm not having any scalp sensitivity, but I do have a really greasy, dirty scalp. I might use this and then just this shampoo, and that's good enough. So it really just depends on the day what mix I'm gonna end up using. The next step is post-shampoo bond repair, and this is when I apply K18. K18 is unique in terms of bond repair in this step because you can just apply this, not wash it out, and then move on with your day. So that's how I most often use this product. I will put this in and then cease doing anything else, just stick my hair in a claw clip, and then immediately do heatless curls, and that works really well for my hair type. But a lot of people find they need more conditioning than that, and so after you wait 4 minutes, you can completely rinse this out and then add conditioner and other products on top of it. So very occasionally I'll do that, but most of the time I'll put this in my hair if I'm using this, and then that kind of ceases my entire hair care routine. A couple products that are new to me in this step is the OGX Bond Repair and the L'Oreal Everpure Sulfate-Free Bond Repair Concentrate. These are two much better in terms of price products that you can try. I haven't tried this one yet, and I used this one yesterday, and I really liked it. I've only used it once, and I picked these up because I love K18. Like, I've really found that it's made a huge difference in my hair, and I have found the urge to use it like multiple times a week, which is a lot more than they recommend using it. And so because I've had that urge, I've been like, okay, what other bond repair products could I add in that are cheaper and are kind of formulated more to be used more often? And these are the two that I've highlighted to start trying. But yeah, again, haven't tried this one, but this one, so far, so good. Then we have the conditioning step, and there are 3 different types of conditioning products that you might use. The first one I'll talk about is a gloss. This can help make your hair super soft, super shiny and silky. I actually really don't like this one. This was the first gloss I ever tried. I don't feel like it conditions my hair at all. Instead, this L'Oreal Everpure Glossing 5-minute lamination mask, I've only used this once, but in that one time, I liked this so much more than this Amika the Cure Flash Instant Shine Mask, and this is so much cheaper. So I use these maybe like, well, first off, I was never using this, but I plan to use this around like once a week. For a regular conditioner, I just use the Pureology Strength Cure conditioner. Love this product. And then the last piece is a hair mask, which I have used the Eliza Vecca CER 100 Collagen Ceramide Coating Protein Treatment. And this is very lightweight, so it's really good if you have fine, thin hair like mine. And it's super cheap. You can just get it off of Amazon. And I was shocked at how soft this makes my hair feel. You wouldn't think, like, I don't know, you squirt it out and it is basically the consistency of a normal conditioner, but it really, really made my hair feel super soft. One thing I'll say is that for a long time, the only conditioner I used was just this regular conditioner, and I still got great results from this. So you really don't need to get the gloss and the hair mask. Just get one great conditioner if you don't want to do a bunch of steps, and you're probably also going to have great results. All right, then we have another bond repair step. This is the post-wash bond repair step. And I started using this later into the process, maybe like 2024, 2025. And I haven't really found that it's done much. It's the Living Proof Triple Bond Complex. I kind of forget to use it. I probably only put this in like once a month, so that could be part of it. Also, it recommends to wait 10 minutes before you blow dry after using this product, and most of the time I'm air drying my hair, so that could have something to do with it. So I don't think I'll be repurchasing this. But since then, Pantene came out with their Pro Vitamin Essence Rebuilds Hair Strength Weightless Leave-On Treatment, which is a replacement for Living Proof in this step. Also, much cheaper, more lightweight. There is no reason to wait before blow drying, and so I'm really excited to try this out. I haven't tried it, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try and seeing if I like it more than the Living Proof step. Then we have the leave-in conditioner heat protectant styling steps, and I'll breeze past this one. I haven't been using really anything in this category for years. I did use the Pureology Color Fanatic 21 Essential Benefits product for years. When I first found the Abbey Yung Method, I swore by this product, but over time I really found like it weighed my hair down, and I've completely stopped using it, but I still have a bunch, so don't know what I'm gonna do with this. And I more recently ordered the Pantene Miracle Rescue 10-in-1 multitasking spray to try instead. This is the product that Abby recommends that has the lightest feel and won't weigh your hair down, but I haven't tried it yet, so I can't really speak to it. Then we have the style sealers, which are serums, lotions / creams, and oils. And the only product I use in this step is just this oil that I shared earlier. Then we have our last step, which is between wash care, and that could be conditioning, heat protecting, and dry shampoo. So on the conditioning front, the only product I use is again this oil on my ends. For heat protectant on dry hair, I swear by this Living Proof heat styling spray. It smells so good. I think it works really well. And I used to use a wet heat protectant, actually this one, on dry hair, and I found that it just made my hair feel greasy. Switching to a dry aerosol spray really helped improve my hairstyles. On the rare occasion that I do blow dry my hair, I've been using the Wow Dream Coat spray, and I like it. And then finally for dry shampoo, I don't use this very much. I find that I don't really need to because of how well all of the steps clean my scalp, but I really like the K18 Air Wash Dry Shampoo if I am using one. This works so well. Finally, this actually isn't a part of the Abbey Yung Method, but she's been making a ton of different videos on different products you can apply to your scalp. I watched all her deep dive videos on these, but it's kind of like stopping hair shedding and helping with hair growth that way and scalp health. So I haven't tried this yet, but I'm excited to try the Pantene Abundant and Strong Daily Scalp and Root Serum. So that might have been a little confusing because I intermixed products I'm excited to try with products I actually use and have used for years. So I'm gonna overlay a photo here that shows all of the products I've been using from the very beginning of the Abbey Yung Method that I recommend wholeheartedly and really enjoy using, and is kind of the bare bones process and the bare bones pieces of her method that I use all the time. All right, now that we got through that, let's talk about what I learned. The first thing is that you don't have to implement every product all at once. Start with one piece. If you don't have a shampoo and conditioner that you like, start with just that. That's what I did. Find a great shampoo and conditioner. Once you nail that step, then move on to the other. Not only does that make it less overwhelming, it also helps you isolate what the products are actually doing. I mentioned a bunch of products in this video that I'm looking forward to trying, and I will be trying one product at a time so that I can really isolate whether or not it's something that works for my hair. Otherwise, if you try 6 new things at once, how are you gonna know which one of those products is not working for you? Because it could just be one. Also, you are gonna nail some steps on the first try. I found my perfect shampoo and conditioner with Pureology pretty much immediately, but the step that I had to try a bunch of different things was a clarifying shampoo. I tried a Redken clarifying shampoo and a L'Oreal one. Neither of them worked for my hair type, and it took a lot of trial and error to figure out that this way detox works the best for me, and that's really normal. I feel like I've seen a lot of different posts that are saying like, I tried this Dove product Abby recommended and it's terrible for my hair. The Abbey Yung Method is terrible, but like it just means that one product wasn't good, and it's up to you to trial and error a bunch of different products to figure out what's gonna work. One person isn't going to be able to recommend something that's gonna work for every single person on earth. It really is on you to do the trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't on your hair. The other thing I learned through Abby's recommendations is just that I freaking love heatless curls. They have changed my life so much, and I wouldn't have figured that out if Abby hadn't screamed in my ear for a long time about not sleeping on wet hair. I was like, okay, so how can I still shower and wash my hair at night then and not have to blow dry? Heatless curls. And now I can just put my hair in my little heatless curl thing. It takes me 3 minutes. I timed myself, go to sleep, wake up, and I have a hairstyle that lasts me 3 entire days. I can have curled hair for 3 days and not have to damage my hair from heat at all. Once you get heatless curls figured out, if you can, they're seriously a godsend. Also, satin bonnets just are amazing and really, really work well for me. Not only are they gonna help you keep your hair soft and silky, it helps with your styles lasting longer, and it also keeps your dirty hair off of your face, which can help if you're someone who struggles with acne as well. The real power here is also consistency over the long term. You might notice some change early on in your hair, but what's really gonna make the most difference is using these products, keeping up with double shampooing your hair and things like that over the long term, because your hair just takes so long to grow. And there's only so much you can do for your super dead ends. If you can keep the hair at the top of your head healthy the entirety of the time that it travels down the end of your hair, that's how you're gonna have the longest, strongest, healthiest hair. And you can see this on me. We're gonna walk through memory lane, but you can also see it on Abby. If you go back to her early videos, you can see how much her hair has changed over the years, and it's from her consistency of keeping up with her routines over this length of time. Abby's also done a lot of work to break the stigma around drugstore hair products to really show that high-end isn't necessarily better than drugstore. But I would say the most important thing is actually just to completely forget high-end and drugstore entirely. It's not about those titles, it's about the ingredients that are in each product and what makes the most sense with your budget. In no scenario is a high-end product going to 100% be better than something on the low end, and vice versa. It's all about the ingredients and what works for your hair. Next, we're gonna take a quick walk down memory lane, because what is a video like this without some results? I will say that when I started this journey, I was not doing it for a YouTube video, so my photos probably aren't the best, but please bear with me. The first photo I have here was from August 2020. So this was when my hair was at its least healthy. It's really long, but you can see it's super frizzy at the ends, and that is because my split ends were going up so high the length of my hair. It was not good, and that is why when I finally went to get my hair cut at the end of 2020, I went from this really, really long hair. I walked into my hairstylist and I said, I need you to cut off everything dead so that my hair can be fresh, clean, and healthy. And this is how much she chopped off. It was that unhealthy. So we had some very short hair. I actually love this hairstyle. I don't know if I'll ever go back to it, but it did make me really, really happy. It felt really clean and fresh. And then here I am in 2022. This would have been just before I found the Abbey Yung Method. My hair is still really short at this point. It looks a little bit longer from the back just because I'm kind of leaning over, but it's still not very long. And then here I am at the beginning of 2023. So this would have been at least a few months of using the Abbey Yung Method, maybe a little bit more, and it's already so much longer. And the ends look really full. It's really soft, shiny, sleek looking in my opinion. And then here I am in summer 2023 for our engagement photos. It's really thick and full. I was so proud of my hair at this point. I'd maybe been using the Abbey Yung Method for like a year. It's hard to know exactly when I started because again, I wasn't doing this to film a YouTube video. I was just doing it to see if I could have healthy hair. And then here we are, December 2023, and this photo in particular, this is me after like being in a car and like moving around, being outside, and look at how just perfect my hair looks. I actually couldn't believe when I was looking through photos and I saw this photo, I was like, oh, my hair looks really, really good. My goodness. Here we are in March 2024 at my bridal shower. Again, my hair is long. It's almost as long as that 2020 photo, but it's much, much healthier. And then here we are at my wedding, which this was the whole point of this journey, was to have the healthiest, most beautiful hair that I could for my wedding. I think sometimes weddings, there's a lot of pressure to be like your best self that you can be, which can be not good, but it also is the kick in the butt I needed to actually figure out how to take care of my hair, and I'm really thankful for that. So finally, I want to share, is it worth it? And if you can't tell by this point in the video, I definitely think this is worth it. I'm a huge proponent of this method. I'm really excited that it's getting the attention that I genuinely think it deserves. I finally don't have to wash my hair every single day. I don't have to style it every single day. And even though this seems like a lot of steps and like it could take a lot of time, I'm actually saving a lot of time because I was washing my hair every day, I was styling it every single day, and now I can just do it once and it can last for days. And that's because Abbey gave me the techniques and understanding to be able to make my hair look great throughout multiple days without having to wash it and start completely from scratch. I genuinely think that my hair strands feel thicker. They're absolutely softer and shinier. And I think that I have a lot more density as well because I'm not getting as much breakage. I also don't have to cut my hair as much as I was back when I had a ton of damage, which is saving me some money. Even though this is a lot of products, haircuts are really expensive, especially where I live in Austin. And most importantly, my whole life, I've been kind of embarrassed about having really thin, what I perceived to be stringy hair, and now I'm proud of my hair. I love it and I feel confident to wear it in a variety of different styles, which I really can't thank Abbey enough for giving me the confidence in my hair. You only get one head of hair in your lifetime, and I used to just wish that I had thick, full, wavy hair, but you can't do that. You can't just wish that you had a different hair type than you have. The only thing you can do is try to work with the hair you have, and I'm really thankful for Abbey for teaching me to love the hair that I was born with on my head. Overall, I think this method is for absolutely anyone who wants longer, shinier, healthier hair. And it's truly for anyone because Abbey has suggestions at every single price point. It is so customizable. You can take some of the steps and leave the others. You could not buy a single new product and just use the products that you have, but watch her videos and learn how to apply them differently. Try double shampooing, section your hair apart when you're conditioning, things like that, and still get to a point where you have stronger, healthier hair without having to spend a bunch of money. So overall, I really, really recommend you try the Abbey Yung Method if you haven't already. I've been preaching to my friends about it ever since I started, my friends and family, so it's fun to get to make a YouTube video about it. If you have any detailed questions on my hair routine or anything at all about the Abbey Yung Method, please leave it down below in the comments, and I'd also be happy to make more videos about hair care in the future if that's something you are all interested in. Every product will be linked down below along with some of my favorites of Abbey's videos, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one.